Thanks very much. Heather, I was born in Toronto. Sorry about that. But I saw the light and moved west. Hence the hat. Thanks very much. If any of you remember your Shakespeare, I'm very fond of Polonius to the Queen and Hamlet. Brevity is the soul of wit. So I have three things that maybe I'd like to talk about. First, I'd like to talk about teamwork, and then I'd like to talk about stroke, and then I'd like to say I'm going to end with a fun story and some thanks. So if you looked at your phone tonight, you will have seen that Canada won 6-0 against Qatar. One of the things I've always liked is I played a lot of team sports in my life, and so I would like to say that awards like this, for me, recognize the team. Some of them are here today. Andrew's here. You heard Andrew in particular talking, but Mayank was here earlier, and all the other members of we were the three who were the co-leaders of the ESCAPE trial, and the fact that it's me up here being recognized is nothing to do with just me. It's all about the team, and many of our team is here. So the team and the team across the country. So the co-laureates here from McGill, from SHUM, from U of T, Queen's, Western, where all of those places participated in and continue to participate in some of the work that we do. So we are a team across the country, and in times like this, even politically, I've been fortunate, I think, to have opportunities through research to travel around the world, and it makes me, every time I go somewhere new, it makes me recognize how important it is to develop the team, and it's the team that makes us stronger, and if we partition ourselves into smaller and smaller bits, we will not succeed. So we need to be a team. And I hope the Canadians keep going and they beat Switzerland on the next one. So, and then stroke is a humbling disease. Every time we think we know what we're doing, we don't, and somebody does poorly, and every time you're on service for a week or so, something goes wrong that you did not expect. That happened to me this week on call. And it's not that you do anything wrong, it's just that it's a very, very, very challenging disease. But it's so amazing to see what's happened over the time of my career, and to be able to participate in some of these developments that have occurred. When I started, we couldn't treat people who had acute stroke, and now some of those people walk out of hospital on the second or third day, and I can't tell you how amazing that is. It seems, for some of the younger people practicing now, it may seem sort of normal, but it certainly wasn't, and it's really cool to see. But we have lots to do. Half our patients don't do well, and there's so much more that we need to work on to try to make it forward. So onwards we go. And the last thing is I'd like to just recognize and say thanks. It's the university that made this nomination, and again, on behalf of the university, I'd like to say this really was for the team. So thanks to Todd and at the University of Calgary School of Medicine. Thanks to, at my table, I've got Jeff and Cal and Chen, who have been major supporters of the university. Alberta Health Services has made neuroscience a priority in Alberta, and we collaborate super well with the crew in Edmonton and work hard on stroke care in the province, and then that's disseminated nationally. So it's all about teams. So thanks so much to everybody. And the last thing I want to tell you is a little bit about myself. As I said, I grew up in Toronto. I left when I was 18 and went to McGill, and in the end I got into medical school and deferred my acceptance. The University of Ottawa, anybody from Ottawa here? University of Ottawa? No, I guess. But they gave me the opportunity to defer so I could stay one more year at McGill, and I had a chance to play for the Redmen and soccer and stuff, but I stayed an extra year, and then I knew I was going to Ottawa to do medical school. So I went it was probably about March at the end, and I had secured a job at Health Canada. So Mary, I worked in Health Canada for a summer, and I went to find an apartment. And so at that time, there was no Google. You didn't find your apartments on Google. I had to go to the housing board, and I went to the U of O, the U of O, and I went to look for, and I looked at the newspaper, the classified ads, and I looked at some places. And then I went to Carleton University, and I looked at the housing board. And on the housing board, there was an ad of one, you know how they used to write them? They had an 8.5 by 11 piece, and then you had the phone numbers on the bottom, and you could tear off the phone number, right? Okay. So there was an ad written in multicolored highlighter, which said, "For fun-loving females looking for a subletter." And my wife, Mona, who's here, was one of 5 young women who were living in a house in Carleton. And Megan, who was going away for the summer, wanted to sublet her room. And so naturally, I didn't just rip off the phone number, I took the whole ad. And I met my future wife, and we've been married for 30 years. And Mona, thank you so much for everything.